Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to something a little extra special. If you are unaware, 2K Games contacted me and offered to fly me out to California to play their brand new game, Mafia III, before it comes out, and obviously, I said hell yes. I went to 2K headquarters in Bordeaux, California, which is a bit north of San Francisco. I met with some other YouTubers and some people that worked on the game. They allowed us to play the first 2 acts, which were absolutely amazing. We couldn't record any of that, though, because they wanted us to avoid spoilers, because the first 2 acts are heavily based on cinematics and dialogue and things like that. We went and had lunch and talked about the game, then we came back and recorded a whole bunch of gameplay that I will be showing you guys. Now, these videos are going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. I was going to do live commentary. They allowed us to record in pretty much any way that we wanted to, but I realized I wasn't really in my element there. It was, you know, a little jarring to be in that sort of situation, so I decided to just record the gameplay, come back, and do some commentary over it. So basically what you're going to see over the next few days or weeks is the Mafia 3 gameplay that I recorded at 2K headquarters. I'm going to be interdispersing my commentary here and there, basically my thoughts on the game. Big thanks to 2K and Hangar 13 for flying me out there and letting me play this game before it comes out. It was a really great experience, and I hope you guys get that from my commentary. That being said, enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. So the first thing that I want to talk about is just basically an overview of this game so you know what you're getting into. So Mafia 3 is an open-world crime drama set in New Bordeaux, which is a reimagined 1968 New Orleans. So you play as Lincoln Clay, who is a pretty badass anti-hero. He's hell-bent on revenge against the Italian mob. I'm not going to go into why. I could go into why. That's one of the things that I can talk about. There's a whole bunch of stuff that 2K did not want me to talk about just because it's spoiler territory and they don't want their fans to be spoiled. But yeah, I could talk about it. I'm not going to. If you want to experience that for yourself, it's a very, well, I'm not going to go into it, but it's very cool how they set that up. Now, I have not played Mafia 1. I have seen a friend play a lot of Mafia 2, so I didn't really know what to expect too much with this game. But it's really cool because you can choose your playstyle. You can run in guns blazing. You can throw grenades if you'd like. You can also stalk your enemies, and as you guys can probably realize, that's something that I'm really a fan of. So what I mean by that is you can do your standard, you know, drive in with a huge SUV, try to run over as many people as you could, hop out, you know, get behind some cover, shoot them. But what I like to do is if you hit in the right stick, and I'm playing this on a PC, by the way, using an Xbox One controller. If you press the right stick, you go into sort of a crouch mode, a stalking mode, I believe they call it, and then you can, you know, move around silently and kill your enemies, well, silently. And by the way, it really touches on Lincoln's backstory. He was in Vietnam, so he utilizes, you know, combat tactics that he learned overseas in order to take down his opponents, and I find that pretty cool. Now, this is a revenge story, but it's also about starting from the bottom and building up your own crime organization, which is really cool. You get a lot of lieutenants, and there is a mechanic where you have to decide on what territory to give them, and certain things will come up depending on who you choose to give land and territory and rackets to. And I'm not going to go super into detail about that, but let's just say it's a major aspect of the game. So what you're going to be seeing basically is around Act 4, the game opens up, it becomes this big open world experience, and you can start taking down rackets of rival gang organizations one by one. If you look in the top left, it says destroy the drug supply boats. Now that's a part of, you know, really getting in and undercutting these operations as to destroy the racket and take it for yourself. So you'll probably see at some point when I pull up the menu and the missions list, there's a whole bunch of different options that you can do to do this. But basically you have this big monetary goal of damage that you want to do, and this one is already pretty close to being done. This is where they dropped me into after completing the first 2 acts. So we're going to be completing this racket and then doing another one, but we're going to be starting that one from the start, and you'll see how much money, how much damage you have to do to that racket to take it over. So we don't have to go and destroy the boats. There's going to be a lot of different objectives, like I said, when trying to take down these rackets. And right here you can see drugs. The damage is complete, so we no longer have to do any more damage to these guys. We can go advance this particular racket. Now, once you're done causing enough damage, you can choose to just continue the story, or you could continue to do all of the objectives. You guys know me, I'm a completionist, a perfectionist, so I would probably do all those other objectives. There are certain ones that are just like, you know, kill a bunch of people in a car that you'll see driving down the street, and there's other ones where, you know, it actually has dialogue and unique situations and cutscenes and unique people that you need to kill and get information from and things like that. So that's about it for the intro. I think from here on out, I'm just going to be recording commentary every time I see a little mechanic or something that I want to talk about. For the majority of these videos, it's just going to be gameplay, just so you guys can sit back and watch the gameplay. I know when a new game is coming out, that's what people usually are interested in. But I do have opinions about this game and the mechanics, so I will be talking every now and then. But sit back, relax, and enjoy some Mafia 3 gameplay, ladies and gentlemen. So one of the things I wanted to touch on is the design of Lincoln Clay, the man that we're playing as right now. Now, he takes on a bunch of different appearances throughout the game. I'm assuming anyways. I've seen at least 3 by now. Now, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the main version of Lincoln Clay that you're going to be seeing, and I really do like the character design, especially the scar on the right of his head that you should see in a split second here, right there, which, again, not going to talk about why he's wearing the things that he's wearing. Now here it's asking me if I want to continue this racket, basically continue the story along, or if I want to go back and do all of the other objectives. You can see the list there. The list goes on quite a bit. There's a lot of things to do and see. I think for the sake of time, though, because we only had a certain amount of time to record, we had quite a lot, but I wanted to do and see as much as possible. I think I do continue this along.
Hearing about a lot of dead dealers, the ones that are finally talking, saying Doc Gaston's in the system beneath the Big Mouth Jazz Club.
You're not gonna try to convince me to let you arrest him, are you?
If I wanted to arrest him, I wouldn't have let you be a part of this. Justice might be blind, but it shouldn't be stupid, too. Go do whatever it is you're gonna do.
Sure thing, detective.
Now, probably the biggest thing that I liked about this game so far, and I'm not sure exactly how much you guys are going to see. You guys are going to hear a lot of dialogue, but I'm not sure how many cutscenes you guys are going to see, are the cutscenes and the dialogue. And you would think with a game like this, at least with most open world games, or a lot of them, the dialogue and the cutscenes, they fall by the wayside a lot because they have to cram so much game into an open world game like this that stuff usually falls by the wayside. Even more so than a normal game where usually dialogue, voice acting, things like that aren't the greatest in my opinion for the most part. But with this game, I noticed especially in Acts 1 and 2, first of all, the cutscenes are really, really, really nice. The expressions of every character's face is just so realistic. And you'll see what I mean if you play the game. But also the dialogue and also the voice acting, especially of Lincoln Clay, whoever voices him. I should probably look that up right now. Okay, that's apparently going to be Alex Hernandez. It's just wonderful. And again, I'm not sure how much it's going to come out in the gameplay because this is during the open world section of the game, whereas the first two are mainly story and cinematic based. But yeah, I'm most happy about that. And by the way, as a little side note, I can say whatever I want about this game. I'm going to be brutally honest. They told me that they want people to be brutally honest because they are, confident in the ability that they've made, or confident in the fact that they've made a good game. So they want us to be honest, and they said that we can say whatever we want to say. So don't think that I'm just trying to brown nose or anything in this video, because I am going to be honest. Alright, so what you're seeing me do right here, I think they call it Intel Vision or something like that, is if you've seen an enemy and you press back, at least on the Xbox One controller, you can see where they are. You can see where they're moving, so that when you're in stalking mode, like I am right now, you can see I'm crouched, you can figure out your approach. Also here I'm going to grab a collectible. I remember my friend playing Mafia 2 and the collectibles were Playboy magazines. It looks like there's a lot of pornography that you collect in this one as well as vinyls, which I thought was awesome. I got a cream vinyl amongst others. Alright, so pressing A will put you in cover, and if you wait for enemies to walk near you, you can press B to silently take them out with Lincoln's combat knife.
Might as well check it out.
There's a killer out there.
Let's fuck him up.
One thing I do want to mention is that this is a new game. I was playing it for the first time. They let us play the first 2 acts, then we grabbed lunch and came back, and I had to relearn the controls a bit. So if you see some fuck-ups, if you see some stupid stuff that I do, just keep in mind that sort of stuff. And also, I haven't played a game like this in quite a while. But maybe I just suck at video games. Who knows? Also, you will be seeing a lot of the stealthy type of gameplay. You guys know that that's how I like to play games, and they've given you the choice to play like that in this game. And also, it just makes things so much easier. For instance, look at this guy. Now, why would I shoot him in the face when I can just silently walk up behind him and instantly knock him out?
Believe you got us.
Now, just to touch on the weapons, you do have a weapon wheel. For the most part, it seems like you can carry one big weapon, you know, a shotgun, an assault rifle. Looks like we have either, looks like we have an AK right now, and then a smaller weapon like a submachine gun or a pistol or something like that. In addition, the weapon wheel also has access to associate powers, which we'll see a little bit later on. I don't think I really utilize those until a bit farther.
Clear out! Hurry! Oh, shit! Fuck me! Fuck that boy up! Got him dead to rights. Shit hit me!
That man just got shot.
Blind fire is in this game, which I really like. I've always liked that gameplay mechanic, just simply because as a third-person character in a video game, you normally would not be able to see around walls, but because we are a human being playing, we can obviously see someone and aim at them. So blind fire wouldn't work so well in real life, but in a video game, it's always nice to have.
Run! Run as fast as you can! Switching out ammo! Please. Running for cover!
Now, as far as the difficulty in this game, I am playing on normal. There were 4, I believe, but I could be wrong. I stuck with normal for the entire time. This game is actually pretty difficult. You'll find yourself in a lot of situations where you won't realize there's a guy behind you. He comes up behind you and shoots you with a shotgun. If you look over there on the bottom right at the top, that little segmented green bar, that's your health. You do upgrade that later on in the game at different parts. I think you have to spend money on Lincoln upgrades from an arms dealer that you can call using the weapon wheel. But as you can imagine, in a game that's supposed to be realistic with a normal human being, you take a lot of damage from guns, and if you are not aware of where everyone is at all times, people will surprise you, come up behind you, and probably kill you, especially if you're reloading or out of ammo. So here I need to heal. Your health will regenerate its segments, but if you have adrenaline shots, you can hold up on the D-pad and you'll heal 2 segments of health. So this lady has been screaming forever. I'm not sure if it comes out in the video too well, so I had to kill her literally just because she was incredibly annoying.
Out of ammo! Get that stupid son bitch!
Slip behind him!
Oh, and by the way, from what I can tell, the basic gameplay for these rackets is, again, you increase the amount of damage towards the racket up to a certain point, and then you take out the leader of the racket, which happens to be this guy with the star above his head. You weaken him enough, and then you can walk up and choose to execute them or recruit them.
Fucking freak.
So once you kill them, you secure the racket, as you can see right there, and then you can give it to one of your lieutenants.
Give me some of your men. We're locking down the French ward.
Whatever you say. My guys will be right over. Now, maybe you're worried about Cassandra kicking up a fuss or something when it comes to the district. But after the work my guys are putting in, I expect to get it.
She said she was crazy about him. That child is just crazy pure.
I hear you.
So depending on who you give each racket to, you gain different rewards. For instance, right there, you see that I got Mob Doctor 4, and in the bottom right, I now have another green health bar for a total of 4.
Well, if it isn't...
Carly, assume you're still publishing that rag of yours.
If it bleeds, it leads. And with you out there doing what you're doing, Christ, can't print copies fast enough.
You have something for me?
Whores. You want high-end whores in the French ward, you go to Handsome Harry Rubber Show, Lou Marcano's hand-picked man.
Probably a safe bet that Lou funnels all his VIPs Harry's way.
You like to fuck, Harry's the man you want to see. He's got it all covered. Hookers on the corner, porno shoots, and if you got the money, he'll let you live out your sickest fantasies.
Usually a good idea to cut off the big money first. Hurt an asshole like Harry right out of the gate.
I can see the headlines now. New Bordeaux's Blue Bloods cotton sex scandal. Or maybe the city's dark, perverted heart.
I'll see what kind of information I can get out of Harry's people about the operation. And the high rollers.
This running horse for Handsome Harry will know what he's up to.
Years back. Like anybody want to see one of us parading around.
So this game has multiple districts, and the 2 districts that 2K wanted us to record were the French Ward and Frisco Field. So you'll be seeing gameplay from both of those areas. Each area has different rackets that you can mess with. We're going to be doing sex and drugs for the French Ward and some other stuff for Frisco Fields. Also, as you would imagine, you can take any car that you see on the roads. I have noticed so far there's like 3 main tiers, and there's probably a bigger variety than I'm realizing. But from what I've noticed, you have these sort of Cadillacs, and then you have these, like, you know, little VW bugs that really are not fast, and, you know, things like station wagons and things like that. And then I found a couple of really fast, really nice handling cars that you want to look out for as well. But for the majority of the gameplay, you're going to see me just driving around in cars like the one that I just got out of.
What? You see a welcome sign in...
Oh, sorry.
So what we're doing here is one of the standard missions that you'll do. You'll see this glowing box behind me that you can set on fire. It's just going to deal some damage to the racket. In the top left, you see there it dealt 2,500. And you can see that giant number that we have to reduce to 0 before we can progress the racket. Also, I didn't find any because I didn't really take advantage of the weapon upgrade and buying system too much, but there are silenced weapons in case you were wondering, which is what I was wondering when I was playing the game. I don't come across any, but I have seen gameplay where you do use silenced weapons, which is awesome for someone like me who, again, wants to remain stealthy and like a ninja. Alright, so we're coming up on the lockpick mechanic, which I really don't like. Basically, you press X once, anywhere pretty much, and then you press X again and just have to get it in the green area. The only challenge is that you're supposed to press X the first time when there's a very small window of green, but I've noticed it doesn't really matter. You can just press X the first time, and then the meter goes really slow, so you just press it in the correct spot, and you're good to go. I don't really understand why that exists, and if it does exist, why it's so simplistic, but it's only a small part of the game. By the way, in case I didn't make it clear earlier, when you have Intel mode activated, which you'll see I use a lot, it's a neat feature, if you don't see enemies, for instance, if they're around a wall or something like that, you won't see them in Intel mode. So you still have to be careful when moving through buildings, and you have to be looking behind you to make sure that you're not about to be killed.
Can't go around poking at this.
May's my friend. Yours.
May's a whore. Was. Look, these people have money. The kind of money that can make a girl, make you, me, disappear. Before you ask any more questions, remember that.
Alright, so here I'm going to use the whistling mechanic. If you hold left on the D-pad, and you'll hear me using this a lot, it will thin the herd. It will draw enemies towards you, and then you can assassinate them behind cover to sort of, you know, isolate the final target. But if they do see you do that, as this guy did, obviously everyone's going to get alerted.
The Ply House. How can I get to Harry?
The boss has some VIP customers coming in. Sick fuckers who like to hurt the girls. I can tell you where they're gonna be.
I'll be in touch.
Hey, he's over here.
So I died here, and basically the negatives of dying are, obviously, you start back from a safe house, but I've noticed if you complete certain objectives, for instance, right there, we didn't even have to reach a checkpoint because we actually interrogated that guy. Interrogated? Yes, interrogated. It's done. It's completed. But you lose a certain amount of money in your wallet, which is really bad because I've noticed it does drain that a lot if you die. So you really have to make use of the vault system. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but I know early on, if you go to a safe, you can deposit a lot of your money, and then if you die, the money is still in there, of course. And then there's also someone that you can call, I believe, to bring you some of that money when you need to buy weapons on the street.
Out!
Please, I just paid it off. No, not my car. Don't stick around. Go. The gas on the right.
Also, just a quick FYI, I'm going to be cutting all of this gameplay into around 30-minute segments. I'm not exactly sure how many videos that's going to produce, but I've looked at how much I've recorded, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be a good time for each video. It'll give you guys a nice glimpse into the gameplay of this game.
I got her back home. You don't have to worry about it.
Do I look worried? What about little Steve? How'd they hand him?
Told him he can't deal to the girls.
Watch yourself!
Hold up, mister.
You
I
go
didn't see
back and
anything.
Put a beating on his ass. Tell him next time we find one of our girls
How you
fucked
doing?
up, we gonna fuck him up or something. You'll figure it out. You're not supposed to be back here.
It's go time, boys.
Look who we got here.
Where'd that come from?
Get out of here, run!
So I die quite a bit later on, especially because I was trying to get through where 2K wanted me to get through, because as you will see near the end of the recording, there's some really big stuff that happens. So I was trying to rush a bit to complete everything because we were on a tight schedule near the end there. But I'm going to be cutting out a lot of those deaths because I don't want you guys to see the same gameplay over and over. However, I'm going to keep in a lot of the early ones just so you guys can get a feeling for how difficult the game is and, you know, what enemies are going to be doing to you. And it sounds obvious, but I mean, you know, how many bullets you can take and things like that.
Makes it racist. Ain't natural. Supreme Court says otherwise.
Mostly, a lot of them just want to talk to the girls. I mean, they'll get up to some fucking shit.
Am I imagining things?
These guys are just looking for a vacation from the boss, the wife, the kids.
As much as they're paying, they better be getting some pussy.
motherfucker.
Well, men like them are the kind of rich.
Swear I heard
and
something.
cheap. What they're paying for is someone to act like they give a damn.
Fucker's lucky he got his ass out of here.
I'm telling you, Tony, it's itching pretty.
Shoot, bring it up! Just bring it up!
No need to stick around.
The Plowhouse. How can I get to Harry?
The boss is throwing a little fuckfest for the deep pocket types. They supposed to be a lot of money at the door.
I might need you. Stay close.
Clearly wrong over there. This person's dead as a doornail.
Alright guys, so with that, we're going to end this first gameplay here. There's a lot more footage for you guys to see that I'm going to be editing and uploading over, again, the next few days or weeks. I'm not sure exactly when this stuff is going to come out, but I'm going to be working my hardest on it. Thank you again so much to 2K and Hangar 13 for flying me out and allowing me to play this game. It was a blast. I really enjoyed every second of it. I hope I can do the game justice with some honest, real commentary over the gameplay. If you guys want to see more Mafia 3 stuff, I've included a link to the official YouTube channel for Mafia 3. Check that out in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're new here and want to see more Mafia 3 gameplay, please click subscribe, and if you guys got any enjoyment out of this video, please click like. Thanks for watching again, guys. I'll be uploading much more Mafia 3 gameplay before the game releases, and I will see you guys there. Bye-bye.